Let's not forget pain.
We are not going to forget pain.
Some do and some don't.
And how is everybody cold today? Are your hands and feet like freezing right now? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about, cold feet and hands.
And Bernice has a suggestion.
And what's that?
Opening jars.
Opening jars. Okay. So we're going to go back to weakness with that one, with hands. So keep playing with that Theraputty. Now, how are you doing sitting on that Dynadisc? Are you sitting on the Dynadisc?
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable, but if you're sitting right, do you feel like you're kind of having to work a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to pass it off to somebody else to try, go ahead. Mine are blown up firm, but as people get stronger, you can make them squishier, and it's much more challenging. It's similar to sitting on a stability ball, okay? Anne-Marie, did you have a question?
Can I sit on the stability ball?
Yeah, you can sit on the stability ball. It's great for you to sit on the stability ball. Does anybody have... Yeah, you want to sit that way.
Eye problems.
Eye problems, okay? What about poor circulation?
Yeah.
Do you guys have poor circulation? Okay. And with that, has it been coupled with, do you notice that you kind of have low blood pressure because your blood pressure can't pump up because you don't have the muscle constriction to get it up here? Okay. So maybe you see stars when you get up sometimes or have things like that? Okay, so we said poor circulation.
So, excuse me, Jennifer, when you're saying that, just for clarification, do CMT patients generally run lower blood pressure than
you know what? I am not a physician, and I have not collected that data. But let's think. Let's think. Our muscles contract.
Counting the blood extremes for the extremes.
And
When I say low, you mean good.
But we kind of, if our calves pump our blood pressure, and we're trying to get it back to the heart, and we're further away, it kind of makes sense that we could tend to run a little low.
What do you think, Dr. Clever?
So,
I think from what I've seen, they have low blood pressure.
Yeah.
But in reading, particularly the British literature, a lot of people are hypertensive. So
so it's a convoluted study, but you have to look at the fact that perhaps they're hypertensive because of their lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle, and perhaps the food and things they eat. Now, while we're talking, I also have brought a calf stretcher. This is from the internet, and Phil, you can stand on this for a little while you're waiting. It's adjustable. This is so up here. If I put it way up here, it's so never going to happen for us. This is a dream, okay? We're down here. We're maybe here, all right? And this is something that I bought for the very same reason.
Calf stretch.
Is that we need to stretch those heels. The heel cords are tight on all of us because our feet are clawing down because our calves are stronger and the top of our feet are weak. So we get in bed at night and they go, and everything goes pull. And then in the middle of the night we go, ow, because we're having cramps, right? Okay, so here you can stand on this for a little while.
Okay.
So that's for you.
All righty.
Okay, so weakness in the legs. And we're going to talk about each one of these and how they are affecting us. Okay, what are we doing to help each of these things? Now we're going to go back and talk about what we're doing to help them. Okay? And as we do that, we're going to figure it out. So, what are we doing to help these things? What do you guys do?
I lift light weights.
You lift weights, okay. So we have over here, I'm going to move my poor circulation over here so I can have things that we're doing. Poor circulation. Okay. So we have strength training, right?
Ankle weights.
Okay, good. Okay, so Anne-Marie, I'm going to have to use this ball, and I'm going to show somebody something that we can do. Who has a stability ball home like this? Does anybody have one? Okay. If you are anywhere from 5'10" to 6 feet, a 65-inch ball would be something you would use. If you're shorter, like 55 inches, usually around the norm for most people. Don't go to Sports Authority and overpay. Go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls. These are the places that I always pick up like exercise stuff cheap. And there's a million things that we can do with the stability ball. One of them, we even use them in schools now for kids that can't sit still because it just helps people to, you know, be like, they have them in offices now, and a lot of people with bad backs will just sit on stability balls because it helps us to fight all day long to keep our core strong and to keep our body upright. Great for me when I'm training my clients that can't stand for long periods of time, but I still want to work their core and their legs are tired, because I can do every kind of upper body exercise now while they're sitting and engaging their core. So I'm going to show you a really simple exercise that we can do for legs. Does anybody want to volunteer to get a quick workout on their legs?
Come on.
Come on, somebody. I'm not going to do anything scary or dangerous.
All right, I'll volunteer.
Okay.
I can have a choice.
So Phil, go ahead and zoom here and turn around. And Phil, what you're going to do is you're just going to lay, and you're going to do a squat. And then come up. Now stand up. You're going to do 12 of these.
This is going to be easy for me because
Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm looking at his knees, and what I see is they're coming out a little bit. Okay? So don't give me grandma knees. Give me knees straight ahead. And I want you to walk your feet out just a little bit more, because the knees should not come over the toe or over the ankle when you bend. So go on out. Now the cool thing about this exercise for us is that we could never squat on our own. When we go onto the toilet, we almost have to hold on to the counter or something to get down. But this gives us the balance to lean back on something and still work the front leg muscles, which are quadriceps, the back leg muscles, and we're going from a sit to a stand, or a sit to a stand.
that's not me, it's the ball.
It's the ball.
Good,
It's
good.
not
By the way,
Phil.
that's part of the issue with CMT.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? That was something I was going to actually, okay, Phil. Thank you. You don't have to do anymore. Okay. I was going to add constipation on here because I don't know, for some of you that are sedentary, that no one wants to talk about it, but we can become constipated. I'm just making it small so you remember. We can get constipated if we're not doing enough or moving enough or eating well. Okay? And then, like, your whole life becomes to be about when your next BM is going to be. So I've worked with a lot of elderly clients in the doctor's office, and that was like it's a big topic, you know. So, okay, so what we're going to do is, if everybody wants to participate, just turn your chair so that you can get in and out, and I'm going to show you a few things you can do at home for free, whenever, okay? So the first one would be that you're sitting here, and I want you to sit toward the end of your seat, because if you're sitting back here, your feet, some of us, our feet don't touch, and we're like Edith Ann. Remember Edith Ann? So we're going to sit up in our chair. And I want you to remember that whenever you are exercising, it is a dress rehearsal for life. So you're making memories. So whenever we make memories, because muscles have memory, we want to make them with the best posture we have and in the best positions that we have. So if I do an exercise for my biceps and I'm just sitting like this, then when I go to use them, I'm not really going to be rehearsing anything that's beneficial to me. But if I'm up here and my core is engaged and my chest is open and my posterior deltoids are pulling me back and down and my head is forward, and now I do this exercise, I'm rehearsing it in the way that's going to be appropriate for me to do it when I get to that in life, okay? So the exercise we're going to do, and it sounds really easy, but all my clients are like, you're kidding me, is I go, okay, stand up, sit down. And they go, really? And I go, yes, we're doing it 12 times. So, ready? Come on, your feet are cold. This is good for us. Ready? So if you want to make it challenging, you can cross your arms here. If you do not have the balance, hold on. Okay? And we're just going to do it 12 times. You will be so surprised. 1, if this is easy for you, I would hand you a 10-pound medicine ball to hold. You could hold a gallon jug of milk. You could put it above your head on the way up. And believe it or not, by the time you get to number 12, you are going to feel it. Now, for those of you who are using your arms, great, because now you're doing a tricep workout as well. Okay, 12 times of this, and you're going to feel your heart rate go up, and you're going to feel your legs work. What are we doing? We're doing a squat, a version of a squat that works all of our leg muscles. We have to lift our body weight out of a chair.
But you're doing it when you're keeping the body straight.
We're doing it looking,
As opposed to
yeah. And what I have found is where your eyes look is where your body follows. So I usually tell people to pick a spot kind of up where your head and neck, I always use the word spine in a line. So if your spine is in a line and you're looking upward, that's where your head's going to go. Please.
What is the purpose of the balance? What's the advantage if you do this?
The advantage is I'm just trying to get you to not use anything with your arms. And eventually, if you were going to hold weights, if you were strong enough to add weights, this is just like adding a squat with weights. So you see a guy with dumbbells or a barbell and he's doing squats like this. Okay?
He's got weights at home.
Perfect. Water bottles. We all have, yes, absolutely. Okay? So definitely something we can do. If you have ankle weights, Aunt June said ankle weights. We're sitting on the end of our chair and we want to work the top of our leg. Well, we can do this while we're watching TV, right? But not in the lazy boy like this. In maybe a hard kitchen chair like this, right? And to working the top. And then could we not point and flex to work those muscles in the top? Yeah, we could. Okay, and then we can go up and down. Okay? Just doing calf raises. Okay? So another good one is, we all have a fear of falling. Who has a fear of falling? Who falls all the time and is really well acquainted with falling? Okay, so as we age, we have to be able to get ourselves off the ground if we fall. So in order to do that, we need some degree of flexibility and we need some degree of upper body strength. Is that true? Yes. So yes, CMT, I want to focus a lot on trying to build leg muscles, but number one, they tire quickly. And if we do all our exercise in the morning with our legs, forget it for the rest of the day. You're kind of like done. So we'll do, you do a little bit of leg work in the morning, but then we need to think about upper body stuff. And again, we can use a chair, and I love the kitchen counter, the kitchen sink. I love it, okay? So for our triceps, and this is really, it's the back of your arm. All the women want to get, not have bingo arms, they call them. Or bingo arms that wave, or what, there's a couple of names.
I thought they were called waving goodbye.
Waving goodbyes, I've heard bingo arm, there's a lot of names for it, but basically it's your tricep muscle. It takes up 2/3 of your arm, so if it's toned, it's going to make your arm look better, but aside from how we look, it's going to help us get on, I always call it get on and off the toilet. So basically what you're doing is, if you're using your arms to help you get up and down, you're working the back of your triceps, okay? So a challenging, an easy way is, and we're all the people that look for, when we go to a party, we want the chair with the armchair, right? We're going for the arm. So if you have an dining room armchair, because we know it's going to help us get up and down.
Especially after your first drink.
And after your second drink, then I have to teach you how to do it off the floor. So anyway, so this is going to, this is your version, okay, of getting in and out. And this is working your arm, the back of your arms. And if you fall and you're on the ground, those arms are going to need to be strong enough to get you up, okay? Advanced would be to take yourself off and you go down and up. Now, if your arms are not strong enough, you can use your feet and push through your heels to do this. Okay? This is tough. This this is tougher. This is crazy, okay? But this is, different levels of doing the same kind of exercise. And that's for your arms. Now, kitchen sink. So we're all at the kitchen sink, right? And you're waiting for the water to boil, or you're washing the dishes, or you're keeping an eye on something that's sauteing. So why couldn't you just do some push-ups on the counter to work your chest? Because if you fall